Microsoft begins testing free ad-supported Xbox cloud gaming for insiders. Microsoft is taking another step toward expanding Xbox cloud gaming by launching a limited test of a free ad-supported streaming option for Xbox insiders. The new feature allows eligible players to stream select games they already own without requiring a Game Pass subscription, though the experience comes with advertisements and a 1 hour session limit. The preview is currently available only to select members of the Xbox Insider program, as being positioned as an experiment to explore more affordable ways for players to access cloud gaming. Microsoft has not announced when or if the feature will become available to the public. How the free tier works. Unlike the current paid version of Xbox Cloud Gaming, the new test allows users to stream supported games from their personal digital library at no additional cost. Timeout, timeout, timeout. If it's from your own personal library, it's not Game Pass games. Why would you just not? Why would you just not download the game and play it? Why would you play it on the cloud? I don't understand. I just don't understand that. Before each gaming session begins, players are shown advertisements. Microsoft says these ads only appear before gameplay starts and will not interrupt players once they are in game. Each streaming session is capped at 1 hour before users must begin a new session. The company says it intends to maintain a higher standard for advertisements shown through the service and wants them to feel appropriate for the Xbox platform. Lowering the cost of entry. Microsoft says the goal of the test is to reduce barriers for players who may not own the latest Xbox hardware or are unwilling to pay for a Game Pass subscription. But they said that you can only play games from your own library. So what? Is it games that you got from Games with Gold that are at that Xbox One? Is it like if you uh, if you had like at Games with Gold back when that was current, and you could download games like the Dead Rising remake, Dead Darksiders 3, the Resident Evil remake, you could only play those games as long as you still had a Game Pass subscription of some kind, core, premium, ultimate, whatever it was. Are those the games they're talking about? Like I said, otherwise, why not just download the game and play it? And you don't need the cloud. I mean, I could see the cloud if you were playing Game Pass games that you didn't have, but I don't understand what this free tier to play your own games that in your own library is offering. Uh, because games are streamed from servers, players can access titles on compatible devices without installing them locally. The company also believes the feature could benefit Xbox One owners by allowing them to play newer series titles through cloud streaming instead of upgrading their console immediately. Actually, they can. That's I that one um, that was I thought the whole reason for cloud gaming. A familiar strategy. The approach mirrors business models already seen access other entertainment services, where users can choose between a paid, ad-free experience or a free option supported by advertising. Cloud gaming competitors have also experimented with session limits and free access, making Microsoft's latest test another sign that companies are searching for ways to attract new players without requiring expensive hardware purchases. Paid subscribers keep their benefits. The ad-supported tier is separate from Microsoft's paid cloud gaming offerings. Players who subscribe to eligible Game Pass tiers that include cloud gaming will continue receiving uninterrupted streaming without advertisements and the restrictions being tested in the free version. The experimental tier is intended as an additional option rather than a replacement for existing subscriptions. A test that could shape Xbox's future. Microsoft has emphasized that the feature remains an early test and will evolve based on player feedback. The company has not confirmed whether the 1 hour session limit or advertising model would remain unchanged if the service receives a wider release. The experiment arrives during a period of significant change for Xbox, with recent restructuring efforts, Game Pass adjustments, and a growing focus on cloud gaming as a way to reach players across a wider range of devices. If the test proves successful, Microsoft's free streaming option could become another entry point into the Xbox ecosystem for players who aren't ready to invest in new hardware, like me, or a monthly subscription, also me. Yes, if it lets you play games that you don't already own, then I see the reason behind this. Um, what I would suggest though is, if say this becomes public, say this gets rolled out to everyone, um, as long as you have an Xbox One or Xbox Series, if they say, what I would suggest is maybe not the um, maybe not the 1 hour time limit. Uh, maybe let I would say let people do cloud gaming for as many hours as they want, but have the advertisements go once every hour. That As long as it's not going to kill someone in the game, because you don't want someone on their last life, the advertisement to play, and then by the time the advertisement's over, um, you lost your last life. So whether it pauses the game when the advertisement runs, or people go, oh, an advertisement's going to play in 15 seconds, top of the hour, I'll pause and wait for that advertisement to play. But also, another thing, if they do roll this out, they cannot go the way of YouTube. YouTube has advertisements that are just almost as long as traditional commercial breaks on television. That they can't do. We're not. So if they're going to do this, have if you want to have it every hour instead of having people start a new session once every hour, maybe do that. But don't. But when advertisements run, keep them short, 15, 30 seconds, not 5 minutes, not 3 minutes. Or if you've seen the advertisements, it says 90 plus remaining, and that number's not going down, but the advertisement's still going on. So we don't need advertisements that long on cloud gaming. Keep them short, and like I said, I would have people be able to uh, to I would have people be able to play, Game Pass games, or the games they got through Games with Gold that were Xbox One, and just have advertisements play once every hour instead of having people have to start a new session. And if there's a way, also let players know, oh, next advertisements in 15 seconds. That would be so. Like I said, you could pause your game. Yeah, so I mean, this sounds awesome. This sounds great. This sounds like something Phil Spencer could have done if he really cared, or at least experimented with. But, uh, but yeah. So I mean, I just hope my suggestions are taken. Like I said though, because I mean, if you're gonna play cloud gaming, what what are you going to stick to independent games? Because I mean, you're not going to play a new Assassin's Creed game that you haven't played. Those take hours to play, so that's not going to happen. RPGs you're not going to play because those, like I said, unless you can, and I don't know if you start a new streaming with cloud gaming. Um, I don't know if that's going to be uh, like if you'll lose your progress. Like say you're playing what's the latest Assassin's Creed game? Assassin's Creed Odyssey, say. Say you do the full hour cloud gaming. That hour runs out, and your session's over, and you got to start all over. Do you lose the success that wasn't auto saved? Was there some way to say, hey, your time limit's running out, so save your game now if you haven't already? Maybe that's so these are things that I would ask Xbox to think about. Um, and yeah, but on a free cloud streaming, um, and also if it's to the like I said, the Game Pass library, because if it's just games you own, other than the ones that you can't play if you don't have a Game Pass subscription, there's really no reason not to just download the game and play it as long as you want instead of 1 hour sessions. But that's what